This is Dr. Luxana Crownguard. Crownguard, you a shrink or a princess, Blondie? I'd appreciate it if we kept this professional, please. As you wish, my lady. This is Dr. Luxana Crownguard performing an initial evaluation on patient 201311010, Powder Lane Jinx. I'm sorry? My name is Jinx. Powder is dead. She fell down a well. That's certainly something I'd like for us to expand on in time. For now, we'll stick to the formal process. Initial evaluation for patient 201311010, aka Jinx. Today's date. So, Miss Jinx, let's start with something simple. How are you feeling?
The self-hug was nice at first, but I have a hell of an itch on my back, Doc.
You mind? Oh, sure. Just a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. That's the spot right there.
Thanks, Doc. You're an angel. Well, as we'll be seeing a lot of each other for the foreseeable future, I'd like for us to get comfortable with each other. I want you to feel like I'm somebody you can trust, Miss Jinx.
Ah, come on. You can cut the miss crap. It's just Jinx, and trust me when I say, if you're smart, you'll get him now and walk away. Save yourself the trouble, Toots. Anyone who's ever tried to get close to me has wound up dead or running for the hills.
How do you think I have a name like Jinx?
Jinx stands for Jinx, which stands for bad luck.
I find that very interesting, Jinx. The warning, I mean. Nothing I've seen in your file suggests you care enough about most people to mind if they get hurt. Killed even. So, that raises the question. What about me is different?
Alright, you got me. I don't really care. Do whatever you want, Doc. Just don't come crying to me when you wind up like the others.
I'm not convinced. And please, call me Lux.
Lux? Lux stands for light. Yeah, that fits you just right, Blondie.
You're avoiding my question.
Ugh, fine. Look, I know you're just doing your job, but...
You're the first person to even pretend to care in a long time. A bright light like you has no business getting hurt by somebody like me.
So just leave me in the dark, Blondie. Let them finish me off by tossing me into the deep dark hole I should have died in years ago.
Hey, this is a safe place, okay? I'm here to help you, but I can't do that unless you open up and let me in. It doesn't have to be today. It will be something we can work on together.
Doesn't matter. You've seen the things I've done. The people I... Anyway, let's pretend you get anywhere with me. Hell, let's say Dr. Crownguard pulls off a miracle and cures the loose cannon of Zorn. What then? I just get stuck in a hole anyway with a fancy piece of paper declaring my sanity.
Well, that depends quite a lot on how our sessions go. While I will not lie and say you will not face any form of punishment, I do think it's fair to say that you haven't been in a clear state of mind in a very long time. Not since the accident.
That's a real funny way of saying that time I was beaten within an inch of my life before being turned into a science experiment.
You're right. I'm sorry. Regardless, according to the information I have, you are already living with a mental health disorder, which was exacerbated by what Dr. Singe did to you. In a just world, you would have received the proper help when you were a child, which would have avoided every incident after that.
Yeah, well, world ain't exactly just, is it?
No. I suppose it isn't, sadly.
Oh, don't tell me a perfect princess like you actually feels bad for gutter trash like little old me. Do you?
You are certainly trying to make it difficult, too. I'm sorry. I don't mean that. You're clearly trying to push me away before we've even started.
Yeah, and you're too damn stubborn, Blondie.
So I've been told. Wait, what's wrong?
Are you sure you're not an angel? I'm sorry? I don't understand. That sound. No human girl could ever have such a beautiful laugh. Thank you, Jinx. Usually people actually find it a bit obnoxious and pitchy. They don't deserve to hear it then. How could anyone hear such a pretty noise and think it's anything less? They'd have to be crazier than me. Why don't we start over, okay? Please? For you, Angel? Anything. Right. Let's get started then, shall we? Let's. Good morning, Jinx. Good morning, Sunshine. Sunshine? That's a new one. Care to explain? 'Cause so far, seeing you on some of my mornings is the closest I get to a few rays of light these days. Are you not supposed to be getting supervised time outdoors during your day? Too much of a flight risk, Sunshine. No, I get about an hour with you when I'm lucky, and nothing but the padded cell in between. I'll have a talk with the sheriff. Hat lady! Come on, Blondie. If anyone would like to see me rot in a deep dark hole forever and not bother anyone again, it'd be her. Couldn't even blame her, really. What makes you say that? I'm familiar with your troubled history between each other, especially after the death of Councilwoman Kierman. Yeah, the big bad Jinx took away someone she loved. Well, she started it. As for the rest of them, they started it even earlier than that when they... Shut up! Shut up! You're all too fucking loud! Jinx, hey, stay with me. I know your mind wants to go to a dark place right now, but I need you to power through it. Focus on your breathing. Focus on my voice. I'm the only one here. It's just you and me. None of them are real. Yes, that's it. You're doing good. This is a safe place, remember? As long as you're in my care, I'm going to do my best to help you. I'm currently working on a medication regimen which should help alleviate the worst of your episodes. You're welcome to try, Doc. So far, ain't a thing's been able to affect me. The shimmer burns it up too fast. Well, we'll keep at it until we get things right, okay? Yeah, okay. I'm going to have a talk with the sheriff. Getting fresh air and sunlight at least once a day is important for your treatment, and I'm sure she hasn't been made aware yet that you're being deprived of your time outside. They'll just start again once they think her back is turned. That's the thing Hat Lady hasn't got yet. Some things can't be repaired as they are. You gotta dismantle it, find every bit that's broken beyond repair, and the bits that never worked right to begin with, before you can rebuild it with new parts. An enforcer's an enforcer, no matter what you call them. They only listen to her as long as she's in the room. And, no offense, but I doubt they'd listen to you, Blondie. I'll make them listen. Ew! Sunshine's got some fire in her, huh? That's kinda hot. Jinx, please. I'm your doctor. Let's try to avoid the flirting. But you always look so cute when I do. Your cheeks go all red, and I get to hear that beautiful laugh of yours again. Jinx? All right. Professionalism. Sure, I can be professional. I'm a consummate professional. You know that's not how it's pronounced. Tomato, potato. You know, I've been just dying to know. What's a place like you doing in a princess like this? Generally speaking, I'm the one who's supposed to be asking the questions here, Jinx. Come on! I've answered a bunch of your boring questions. It's only fair you answer one of mine. I guess that's fair. I'm here because I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. Plenty of ways to help people that don't involve crippling student loan debt. That would be true if I hadn't gone to school on a scholarship. Color me impressed! I have to say that your parents picked up the dime, Princess. A name like Crown Guard must be packing some serious cash behind it. I'll have you know that I've done everything in my power to get by without their money. Everything I have, I've earned myself regardless of my name. But the name still helped, You know, you could always change it. Worked for me anyway. Lux fits you. Crownguard doesn't.
Changing your name doesn't change your past or your ties, Jinx.
True. Have to burn some bridges before you get to that point. Metaphorically, I mean. Literally, you could just set their house on fire. That's usually a good start.
And is that what you did, Jinx? Burned bridges between yourself and your loved ones?
Among other things.
It always just seemed easier to stand alone among the ashes than wait to be heard again. Being alone is a choice you forced on yourself. You don't have to be alone. You aren't alone. Jinx, I believe that what you're suffering from is a combination of paranoid schizophrenia and borderline personality disorder. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, Doc, I'm crazy, not stupid.
I never said you were. I'm well aware that you're a genius.
Flattery will get you everywhere, sunshine.
Jinx, what did I say about the flirting?
I'll stop doing it when you stop blushing when I do.
I think maybe that's enough for today. I promised to have words with the sheriff. Perhaps we can have our next session while you have your time outdoors. Get some fresh air. I'll come find you then, rather than meeting here in the morning.
I don't doubt you will. Find me.
Right. Give me a moment while I let the guard know we're ending the session early. You always find me. Supplemental recording by Sheriff Caitlin Kierman. I feel like there's something significant here that I'm failing to understand. As far as I can tell, Jinx and Luxana had never met before the initial evaluation, a mere 2 weeks before this session took place. So what could she have meant by that? Maybe Vi will know. I'll have to remember to ask her about it later. Gods, I'd love nothing more than to just be home with her rather than doing. I will follow up with Deputy Kierman to see what information she may be able to provide on the subject. Something Jinx said earlier in this interview has also struck a nerve with me. Given the incidents which happened a month after this, I can't help but feel that perhaps, and it pains me to admit this, she was correct in her assessment. I'm beginning to think I was a fool to believe I could change the enforcers into the wardens by cutting out the worst of the bunch and writing a new code of ethics. Another one, Vi and I, or one of the few officers who haven't had the idealism beaten out of them yet, aren't present. They fall back into their old ways. I'll need to speak with Councilman Tallis. Once this is over, and Jinx is back in our custody, I think some dismantling may well be in order. That is, assuming Dr. Crownguard's family hasn't demanded my head on a pike for what happened first. And supplemental. How are you feeling today?
Cramped. Stuffed into a tiny box and a too tight jacket that's honestly starting to cut off my circulation a bit.
Just a moment, Jinx. Right, here we are.
Blondie, is that what I think it is?
The key to your restraints? Yes. Jinx, I want you to feel comfortable with me, but I'm putting a lot of trust in you, okay?
With all you've heard about me and what I've told you already? Sheesh, Doc! I think maybe you're crazier than me.
Maybe I am. Can I trust you?
Always.
Good. Now then, let's see here. Turn around, please.
Absolutely. I mean, my rear is my best angle. Jinx? Right, flirting. Got it.
We need to get you some new material, sunshine.
Holy shit! Really doesn't hit you until after you can move again.
Jinx?
Wait, what, why are you speechless, huh? Yeah, I have that effect on people, especially the ladies. Link? Blondie?
Hey, what's wrong? The bruises, Jinx. Where did all of these come from? You've been here for weeks now.
Huh? Oh, these? Sunshine, I don't think you really want to know.
Tell me who's responsible.
Look, Lux, you know I hurt a lot of people before they finally caught me, and quite a lot of those people were enforcers. Now, I personally think that each and every one of the bastards had it coming, but to them, I'm just some uppity gutter trash that killed their own. Now, they get their revenge in little ways they know they can get away with. Easy enough to say I was resisting to justify getting in a few hits while stuffing me into the jacket.
It isn't right.
Jinx, I'm so sorry. I feel like I failed you. Hey, Sunshine! Hey, it's not that bad, I promise. No, Jinx, I promised. I promised that while you were in my care, I'd help you, that you were safe here. Give me the name, Jinx. Sunshine? You don't have to give me the damn names! Right! Can I borrow a pen and paper? I'll write down the ones I can remember. That's him. That's all of them. Thank you, Jinx. I apologize for raising my voice at you. Blondie, Lux, please don't cry. Perfect girl like you shouldn't cry over broken parts. Don't talk about yourself like that, Jinx. You're not broken, you're just different. As much a victim as a criminal. I hate when you put yourself down. You deserve more than that. I don't know if that's true, Sunshine. It is. I'll do my best to help you see it too. Sunshine? Yes? Have your eyes always been so brilliantly blue? It's like looking into a cloudless sky. Oh, Jinx, you're flirting again. Do you want me to stop? No. Sunshine? What? Has anyone ever told you can be real fucking scary sometimes? Yes, actually. Speaking of which, the sheriff is going to get an earful after we're done here. I almost feel sorry for her. Nobody makes a liar of Luxana Crown Guard, especially not a few thugs that think they can abuse my patient when I'm not there. Has anyone ever told you that you're incredibly fucking sexy when you're scary?
Supplemental recording. I did indeed receive quite the earful from Luxana after this. Ended up firing 4 guards in total. It was no loss to me. As I've said, my goal was to root out this sort of abuse of power as soon as my tenure as sheriff began. It is disheartening to know that, for all my efforts, the abuse continued behind my back. Worse still is that her intervention at the hospital did nothing to stop what was to come soon after. Luxana Crownguard is indeed not a woman to be trifled with. If our theory is true that she wasn't merely kidnapped by Jinx, but working as an accomplice, I fear what may become of our city. Jinx has always been wild and unpredictable, doing as she pleases wherever her whims take her. Luxana has drive, focus. What terror can Jinx unleash with someone like that at her side, giving her direction? I'm still working on finding a clue to where they will disappear into in Zorn after breaking free. So far, no such luck. Perhaps one of these tapes may provide something fruitful and supplemental.
Have you been sleeping well? Better than I have in a long time. All things considered, used to have some real bad night terrors, but, what is it? It's embarrassing. I'm worried about what you'll think. Jinx, don't you trust me? I'm not going to think differently of you because of your dreams. It's my job to help you through these things. I've been dreaming about us. Jinx, well, I don't want to make you feel bad for your fantasies. I don't think, no, not like that, Bloody. It's hard to explain. Can you try for me? Since that first session, I keep having these really vivid dreams almost every night. They're not all the same. Different times, different places, different fantasies, but it's always you and me there. But it's not you and me. It's us, but not us. And what happens to not us in your dreams? It always starts with one of us finding the other. Sometimes it takes longer to do it than others. Sometimes we meet as kids. Sometimes don't meet until we both gone gray in the hair. You make an adorable old lady, by the way. Jinx? But once we fight each other, we become the happiest either of us have ever been. Even though we sometimes get hurt pretty bad, We fight horrifying demons, send sweet messages to each other between battling monsters from space, whisper words only the two of us know. And a lot of them, you're like a knight in shining armor. Super hot look on you, by the way. One time we were pirates, and that was pretty cool. Always wanted to be a pirate. Aye, that's surrender the booty and the booty, wench!
How did they end?
Huh?
Your dreams. How did they end?
We die, but it's okay. Because when one dream ends, there's always another one on the way. We always find each other eventually, and the time in between is just static. You always find me.
And you always find me.
Sunshine, what did you say?
I'm sorry, I don't think I said anything. Lux, you're crying. Am I?
I'm sorry. I have to go. Blondie, please wait. Don't go. Shit. Fuck. Shut the fuck up, Milo. I know it was too soon. I don't need you to fucking remind me. No, it's not like that. She'll come back. She always comes back. Right? But what if this isn't a dream? This is real, right? The dreams always feel so real. I thought that maybe this was a dream too. Doesn't matter. Even if this one isn't like the others, it's okay. I still got to be happy for a little while. She'll come back. She promised to help. She promised to keep me safe. She promised. Please come back. Don't leave me.
Good morning, Miss Lane.
It's Jinx. Who the fuck are you?
My name is Dr. Zerum.
Yeah, I don't really care. Where's Lux, Chuck?
Dr. Crownguard hasn't been feeling well, so I'm filling in for her in the interim until she returns.
No.
I'm sorry?
No. I'm not talking to you. I have a doctor, and she's not you. So we're not doing this. Goodbye, Chuck. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Miss Lane, I'm afraid that's not how this works.
It's Jinx, and I don't give a shit how things do and don't work. I ain't talking to you, so hit the fucking bricks.
Well, then, I guess we'll just sit here in silence for an hour, Miss Lane.
Call me Miss Lane one more time, and I promise that you won't be able to eat food for a month, shithead.
Reds aren't going to get you anywhere, Miss Lane. No, I suggest you... Get off of him, you fucking animal!
Would you like to talk about it? Nope. Jinx, you put Dr. Deerham in a hospital with a broken jaw while you were still fully restrained. I'd like to talk about what happened. What's there to talk about, Doc? He pissed me off and tried pushing my buttons. And then he learned what happens when you push my buttons. Pop goes the weasel! That's not funny. Wasn't trying to be.
Does it still hurt?
What? Oh, not really anymore. They got me pretty good before they managed to pull me off of him and threw in some more for some good measure. But ever since my run-in with the good doctor, I heal faster than most girls.
I didn't need to hit you so hard, though.
No, probably not. I wasn't going to do anything to Chuck besides what I promised I'd do if he kept poking me. Would have let him go after. But it's been a minute since they got a good chance at me. Not since you had your little chat with Hat Lady. Maybe she's not all bad after all. Stupid and naive, maybe. Or dirty, rotten, no-good sister Steve for sure, but not bad.
You don't talk much about your sister.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
I think about her a lot, though. She's here with me.
Oh, right. I can't tap my head anymore. Imagine I was tapping my head just then.
Tell me about her.
Vi was always so strong. The toughest kid in the lanes. Even if you thought you'd put her down, she'd get right back up again and keep fighting. She was always protecting me. Even when we were really little, we had a game we would play where we pretended to be bigger and badder monsters trying to one-up each other. I'd always end up getting scared, though, and she had to chase the monster away before I'd be able to sleep. That was before we lost our first family, when she would still chase the monsters away, before they started living in my head.
That couldn't have been easy, being so young and not understanding what was happening to you.
Still isn't. Easy, that is. They're so damned loud most of the time.
Have the medications not been having any effect?
Sorry, Sunshine, I know you're trying your best.
Jinx, I'm sorry, but I think we need to set some boundaries. I think you're developing an unhealthy attachment towards me.
Is that why you were away for so long?
I'm sorry for leaving that long. I know you struggle with abandonment, and I didn't mean to hurt you. I freaked you out.
And you had to pull away, I get it.
No, that's not right.
What?
I didn't pull away because of you, Jinx. I pulled away because of me. Because of how I started to feel. What you told me made me feel so... So, please, for my sake, can you stick to just calling me Luxana? Even just Lux will do.
Can I at least keep Blondie?
I'll allow it. Now, you were telling me about your sister.
Sort of hoped you wouldn't come back to that.
If it's too painful, I understand, but I'd like for you to try and push through.
After we lost our second family, Vi blamed me. And why wouldn't she? It was my fault.
You were a child, Jinx. It wasn't your fault.
Sure it was. Because I'm a Jinx. That's what Jinx stands for. It was the last thing she said to me before she left.
But she didn't mean to leave you, Jinx. She might not have meant to disappear for as long as she did, but she still hurt me. Still walked away and left me. The only punch I've ever felt and never fully healed was the one my sister hit me with before leaving me to the monsters. God, Jinx, I'm so sorry. When she was gone, I found my family and I played the game. What do you mean? When a monster comes along, you invent a bigger, badder monster to beat it, so I made myself the badder monster. But I was never as good as Vi. And when I found out she was alive, I thought she'd finally come back to chase the monsters away. But she was different. Been gone too long. And she had that Pilty with her, the enforcer, after all they did to us, killed our parents for daring to demand a better life for their daughters, harassed and abused us through our childhood, worked for the man who tried to kill our second family, locked her away in a cell for a decade, leaving me to think she'd abandoned me forever. And here she was, making fucking googly eyes at one of them! Jinx, remember your breathing, okay? And when Singed put me full of shimmer, I felt like I've never felt before. There was so much pain, but also so much strength. I was finally the worst monster of them all! Jinx, please focus. And if I wouldn't chase the monsters anymore, then I would. And I'd make them all pay for hurting us all in the first place. I'd shut them all! Jinx! Blondie? Oh, gods, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Please, Lux, please don't look at me like that. No, not you. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Don't go. Don't leave me again. Shh, I'm here. I've got you. I'm not running away from you again, okay? I know you didn't mean to frighten me. I'll stay here as long as you need me to. You're not a monster, Jinx.
I am, though. Not by choice, but I never really had one.
Even if you are a monster, it doesn't mean you have to be a bad one, right? There are many stories of monsters helping others instead of hurting them.
Not as many as there are stories about knights in shining armor coming to slay 'em.
I'm sure there's at least one story about a knight in shining armor coming to save one.
I can only think of one.
Oh, you'll have to tell it to me sometime.
I'm sure I will someday.
What do you say, Jinx?
Not sure. It just felt right.
Supplemental. There's a lot to unpack here. I had always been under the impression that Jinx's animosity towards me stemmed from possessiveness over her sister, but her words here suggest that there was much more to it than that. I wish we could have just talked about this at some point, but any time I tried to actually speak to her, she's only ever responded with a hail of gunfire. At a certain point, she stopped listening to Vi as well. It seemed that whatever Dr. Singed did to save her life affected her mental state worse than I originally believed. She loses herself completely to her emotions and acts on instinct alone. Her strength and speed were also heightened to superhuman levels. It's hard not to think of Jinx as a monster. I still have difficulty showering alone, but doing so not only dehumanizes her, it could also lead to underestimating her tactical ability. Luxana mentions running away from Jinx, yet I haven't listened to a tape where that had happened. Looking back at the dates, I've noticed there was a gap between the previous session I reviewed and this one. I'll have to double check with the archives, but it seems like at least one of the tapes has gone missing. Even stranger, there was audio missing from this tape. Did Luxana... Hey, Cupcake. Ready to go? Sorry, Vi, I didn't mean to keep you waiting. I was just finishing up with another tape. No big. Anything interesting? Possibly. I think you'll want to listen to this one at some point. Shit! That bad, huh? Well, you could show it to me when we get back. Now, come on! We don't want to be late! Of course, love. Oh! And supplemental.
After we lost our second family, Vi blamed me. And why wouldn't she? It was my fault. You were a child, Jinx. It wasn't your fault. Sure it was. Because I'm a Jinx. That's what Jinx stands for. It's the last thing she said to me before she left. But she didn't mean to leave you, Jinx. She might not have meant to disappear for as long as she did, but she still hurt me. Still walked away and left me. The only punch I've ever felt and never fully healed was the one my sister hit me with before leaving me to the monsters. It's the last thing she said to me before she left. But she didn't mean to leave you, Jinx. She might not have meant to disappear for as long as she did, but she still hurt me. Still walked away and left me. The only punch I've ever felt and never fully healed was the one my sister hit me with before leaving me to the monsters. But she still hurt me. Still walked away and left me. The only punch I've ever felt and never fully healed was the one my sister hit me with before leaving me to the monsters. But she still hurt me. Still walked away and left me.
Vi? Shit. Sorry, Kate, you scared me. Vi, it's 3 a.m. What's wrong? I couldn't get it out of my head. Caitlin, it's all my fault. Every horrible thing that's happened to my sister and all the people she's hurt, it's my fault. You were young and angry. Couldn't possibly know what would happen. Violet, you are not responsible for her actions, but I'm responsible for mine. The last thing I'd said to her was that she was a Jinx, and Silco took the pain I inflicted to turn her into a weapon, into a monster. No, love. She ultimately chose the path she's on. Any number of people could have stopped that path from forming if they'd known better, not least of all this city. Piltover had laid the groundwork for it themselves. It wasn't her. It would have been someone else. Who knows how many others there are with such pain inside of them, just waiting for a match to set them off. Doesn't make me feel any less like a piece of shit. And that's understandable, even if it isn't correct. We'll get through this together, darling. I'm not going to lie and say that we'll ever bring your sister back. We can at least try to fix the mistakes we made. You're too good to me, Cupcake. Nothing is ever too good for you, my love. Now come back to bed. We have a big day tomorrow. Lots of paperwork. Kate, I don't know if I'm ready anymore. I already fucked up with my sister. What happens if I fuck it up again? You won't. Because this time, you'll have me by your side. You're ready. I promise. But if you do change your mind by tomorrow, that's okay. We'll still have each other. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I love you, Caitlin Kierman. And I love you, Violet Kierman. Now go on, get that perfect arse of yours back into bed. Yes, ma'am!
Blondie? Yes, Jinx? You seem upset today. What makes you say that? Well, first off, right now you got that pen in such a death grip that I'm half expecting it to blow any minute. And secondly, you've written fuck Tiana at least 3 times in the margins of your notes. How could you know that? You can't even see I learned to read what people are writing by following their pen movements. It's a whole thing. I figured it was either that or duck tiara, which didn't make as much sense. I mean, I could totally get behind duck tiaras, though. So, do you want to talk about it?
I do not think discussing my personal matters with a patient is wise.
Come on, Blondie, you said it yourself. This is a safe place. That goes both ways. Besides, who the hell am I gonna tell?
It's just... Remember how I said that I worked very hard to not rely on my family's wealth?
Yeah.
Well, part of that is because I absolutely refuse to let them have leverage over me.
All my life they've tried to control me, decided who my friends were as a kid, forced me into extracurriculars regardless of if I enjoyed them or not, told me who I was and wasn't allowed to date. They absolutely hate my chosen career path, and Aunt Tia has been doing everything in her power to force me back under their thumb. She's told me that they've indulged my fancies long enough, but that it's time to return to the fold. She's been arranging a marriage behind my back in order to raise our family's political status. And when I found out, I was so angry. Ah!
Dr. Luxana, are you alright? Did the prisoner...
Get out! Get out! Get the fuck out!
Yes, ma'am! Sorry, doctor, sorry!
Blondie. Yes? Far be it from someone like me to give advice to someone like you, but can I tell you something that you might not want to hear? Maybe. Well, kinda sounds like you're still letting them control you. What do you mean by that, Jinx? Well, Lux says, hot as the scary eyes are, don't bite my head off just yet. Hear me out, alright? Near as I can tell, you wouldn't have got so mad about it if it weren't something you even considered you'd have to actually do. You may have found it funny, hysterically even, that they thought you would do something as stupid as marrying someone you don't even know or like. But instead, you got angry, because at least a small part of you feels like, when push comes to shove, you're gonna do what they tell you. Fuck you, Jinx. You don't even know me. Do you really think I'm not strong enough to stand up to them? Never said that. I think you think that you aren't strong enough to stand up to them. I know you are. Hell, I'm pretty sure you could take on the world and win. I personally wouldn't mind watching you do it either. Can I tell you something someone important to me once said? There's a monster inside of all of us. I think you're too afraid of yours to embrace it. Instead, you bottle it away and let it eat at you from the inside out, while your family and the world takes pieces of you from the outside. If one of them don't give, eventually there'll be no you left to fight it all, Blondie. And you're better than that. Better than all of them. You just need to let it out. Tell them off, blow their house up, I don't know, just fight back. Jinx, they're still my family. Did you choose them? One thing I've learned, family ain't who you're born to, they're who you choose. They stick by and support you, even when things are hard. Family don't try and make you do what you don't want to do. Don't try and change you. Think real hard, Lex. Do you actually want them to be your family? Don't answer right now. Think about it. Really think about it. And if you hesitate for even a second, that's an answer too. I will, Jinx. Thank you. Can I be honest with you about something? What is it, Lux? I actually sort of maybe miss you calling me Sunshine. I'll call you anything you'd like, Sunshine, as long as you let me. I think I need to go now. For now. I'll think about what you said, I guess. I'll see you next session. It's a date! Maybe.
Supplemental recording. I still don't know the full nature of Jinx's escape from the hospital, nor do I fully know the scope of Luxana's involvement. However, this recording has made me very concerned, especially after what we found at Luxana's apartment after her disappearance. I made a grave mistake trusting Jinx's cat to her, but is there any way I could have possibly have seen it coming? She was the best and brightest of my chosen candidates. A clean record, nothing abnormal on her psychological screening. What did I miss? What did Jinx see that I didn't? Neither of them have been found yet, and Jinx hasn't set off so much as a party favor, let alone an explosion in weeks. While the peace has been a nice change, the silence is concerning to me. Jinx has never been quiet this long, and any time she has laid low, it almost always preceded a greater level of destruction. I fear for what is to come, but aside from conducting round-the-clock searches, there's nothing that I can do. I feel so bloody helpless! Everything okay, Cupcake? Why, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a disturbance. Hey, it's okay. I was coming to tell you that we finished moving the last of the stuff in. Room's all set. That's wonderful, darling. Oh, don't sound as happy as I thought you would. I'm sorry, Vi. I'm making a mistake with her back on the loose. Maybe this wasn't the right time. Never gonna be a right time, love. Yes, I suppose you're right. And I would feel terrible if we backed out now. You said it yourself. We're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. I'm certainly going to do my best. Oh, well, you're a shoo-in then. Don't know anyone that can match your best. I don't know. I could think of at least one person. Oh? Anyone I know? I legitimately can't tell if you're making a joke, darling. Come on, Anne, of course I'm joking. I know you meant me. You did mean me, right? Just come along, darling. I think we're ready now. Oh, let me just end supplemental.
Jinx, I know this is going to be difficult for you, but I'd like for us to talk about Silco.
Or we could not do that and we could talk about fun stuff, like how many marshmallows you can fit into your mouth. My record is 20. Ooh, or we could set up a prank for your crappy aunt, like setting her car on fire.
Jinx, that's not really a prank.
Only if she's in it. Which I could also help you set up if you prefer. Jinx!
Yeah.
Oh, hey. What do you want to know?
Well, I've read a lot about him. I've also heard plenty of opinions on the man from the people of Piltover since I came here. But I don't care about any of that right now. What I want to know is who Silco was to you. He was a lot of things. A drug kingpin, definitely. A ruthless murderer?
No doubt there.
Dangerous sociopath? Maybe. Probably. But nobody talks about the good things. Only a few people ever saw those. He was incredibly patient.
Hell, the man waited nearly a decade before making his move on the lanes, and nearly a decade more before he put his plan in motion for Zahn's independence.
He was wickedly smart. Cunning. The brains of the entire operation. Things nearly went to shit after he was gone. He was manipulative and devious and a liar and so many other things. But he was also a good dad. It's okay, Jinx. Just let it out, okay? I'm here. I've got you. You taught me to embrace my pain. Turn it into a strength instead of a weakness. He helped me become strong, even before the shimmer. He gave up almost anything I could ask for in a town that had nothing. He'd keep all the art I made for him around his office and let me express myself wherever I felt I needed to. He actually liked my art. Said it made me unique. Special. He gave everything for me. But my dad was going to give up the one thing he'd worked his entire life towards. For me, and I heard about the next part, Jinx. I don't think you did it on purpose. I think you responded on instinct to protect your sister. That did me. And you're right. It was an accident. Just another accident on the pile. Another mark against the Jinx. Another dead loved one with their blood on my hands. Jinx, you told me once that the people you've hurt all find their way into your head. They become new monsters to you. Is he'll go there too? No, not him. Never him. He wanted to stay up there. He was a monster to a lot of people, but never me. He's in here. Jinx, I'm so sorry that you lost someone so important to you. Even if he wasn't a good person, it sounds like he was a good father to you. In a life filled with so much pain, you deserved someone like that to find you, even briefly. Hopefully, it won't be the last. Right, Blondie? Jinx, Damn it! What the hell is wrong with me? Blondie? I can't take it anymore, Jinx. I'm in love with you. Let me kiss you. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm sure you want it. I'm sorry, Jinx, was that too much? No, Blondie, I was just surprised is all. It didn't strike me as a biter. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. Oh, fuck the tape!
Cupcake, what the fuck was that? I think we just had Luxana and Jinx kissing for the first time. I don't know how to feel about that. Indeed, although I suppose we may have our first confirmation that Luxana was compromised. We don't have any solid proof yet, but this supports the theory that she aided Jinx in her escape. Wait, did Jinx say that Lux is bitter? Yes, darling, I believe that's what she implied. During their first kiss. Indeed. I think Lux might be a bit freaky. Indeed. Took at least a few months of us being together before you took a bite out of me, and she just did it on the first go. Damn, alright. Can you not discuss that while we're on tape, dear? Alright, sorry, okay. So what else did we learn? That Jinx had no delusions about who Silco was as a person, but thinks of him as a father figure. Reveres him by the sound of it. Fucking piece of shit. Kills me that monster is my sister's hero. I know, darling. But this gives us an important clue. I think I know what you mean. She still loves him like that. She might think of places she remembers from her time with him as safe. Excellent vibe, precisely. Last drop is out, though. Savik could shoot her on sight if she stepped a toe within a mile of it. So we need to see what other places he might have owned. She may be holed up in one of them. Yes. I'll stop pulling files and see what I can find. Oh! Is that the time? Why don't you head home? No sense in both of us staying, and I'm sure the maids and butler have had their hands full all day. Yeah, that little girl's alien. Alright then. Can we expect you for dinner? Of course, dear. Give her my love, and tell her I'll be home soon. Will do. Odds and aspects, I need to remember to turn this damned thing off. End recording. And this is your new room, kiddo.
Wow, I get all of this to myself this month?
Just wait until you see the showers. And hey, you could just call me Vi. Okay, sweetie?
Okay. Bye, is Miss Caitlin gonna be home soon?
You can just call her Caitlin. And yeah, she just had to run back to the office for a bit. She sometimes works a bit late, but she always makes sure she's home in time for dinner. It's important for us to have dinner as a family. And now, that includes you, kid.
Do you promise this is real? I don't want to wake up if it isn't. I don't want to go back.
Oh, sweetheart, yes, this is real. I'm real. This room in this house are real. Caitlin is real. You're safe now. We're gonna give you the life you deserve, okay? I know we can't place your mom and dad, but we're gonna do our best for you, I promise.
Okay.
Hey, wanna know something cool about having such a big house?
What?
You have a big kitchen with lots of snacks. That is, here you go. Fix us a snack to hold us over till Caitlin gets back.
Okay.
Is he there?
Yeah. Let's play hide and seek next.
Okay, but we gotta be careful. It's so big that it's easy to get lost in there.